Hey guys, there's been a big update to Watcher of Realms, so let's talk about it. I took a little break from Watcher of Realms, but I'm back, so I'm excited to try this new content. I've not played it at all myself yet, so first we'll talk about the update, and then in a separate video I'm going to play the new Void Rift stuff and make a playthrough, I guess, and then maybe a guide just after that. So let's get started. Servers go offline as usual, 100 diamonds as compensation. The Sage's Stone has shattered, unlocking the portal to the Void and granting access to the new game mode Void Rift. Prepare for epic battles and thrilling challenges. Get ready for the gear ascension system and the arrival of legendary hero fusion as they unveil a whole new world filled with greater power. So, Void Rift, new mode. The requirement is to be a level 40 commander. So the first is difficulty levels. Currently there are 3 difficulty levels in the Void Rift. Each level can be unlocked by meeting specific requirements and clearing the previous level. Second is weekly selection. Every week, commanders have the opportunity to choose one unlocked difficulty level to play. Once the choice is made, it cannot be changed until the following week. Exploration and progress. Once your difficulty level is set, you can freely enter and exit the Void Rift of the corresponding level throughout the week. Your exploration progress will be recorded during this time. Weekly reset every Monday at midnight UTC -8. The exploration progress is reset. Commanders need to reselect their difficulty to embark on new challenges. Map exploration. Within the Void Rift, commanders can move across maps to trigger various events such as challenges and item discoveries. And 6 challenging stages. Be aware that some stages in the Void Rift can inflict different curses, increasing the difficulty level for these encounters. And finally, number 7, strategic lineup. Due to the significant difficulty of the Void Rift, it is highly recommended for commanders to assemble a competitive and capable lineup for battle. So yeah, I don't know a great deal about this mode. I know a load of people are stuck, which is why I wanted to get on this weekend and play it, so I'm definitely gonna make some videos on this. I don't even know if it's worth me sharing what my thoughts are on it. It's out, you guys know what it's like. I think it's some kind of roguelike, so I'm really interested to play that. You explore a map to some degree, and I've heard it can get quite challenging, so that'll be fun. Hero adjustments. Added a talent to Falkia, legendary, specialized attack speed. Provides a greater reduction in attack interval based on the attack speed attribute. So they boosted the limited hero who was out and available to pull for 2 days, maybe 3 days. It's kind of mental. She was actually strong, by the way, guys. I built mine up. I gave her enough skill crystals to max all of the important stuff for DPS. And in like a really quick thrown together team without a North Lord, she pulled like 35 million damage on Nightmare 4. And again, really quick. And another thing, just to keep on this for a second, her ultimate, although the rage cap is quite high, she hits twice every auto attack, and I think that's generating more rage for her than it looks like, because mine, I think her ultimate was coming out more often than Salazar, I think. If I remember correctly, it was actually coming up a lot faster than you would expect. So yeah, Falkia seems strong. If they have a way in future of making a offensive North team, then anyone who was lucky enough to get Falkia will actually be quite advantaged, because she will be quite strong. And I'll have to check this out, because this could be quite powerful. Alright, moving on. Added a talent to Voroth, epic. Specialized attack speed. Provides a greater reduction in attack interval based on the attack speed attribute. So, okay, similar to Falkia. So my Falkia previously had, I'm just going to check this. She previously had 0.9. That's how much attack speed I put on mine. Let's see if this change has boosted her at all. Oh, she's still got 0.9. So what does this change then? So this is her talent. The changes were made to this talent. Attack speed provides a greater reduction in attack speed interval based on the attack speed attribute. But that hasn't changed. No, I'm certain. I remember having this 0.9 before the patch, because I haven't really played since this patch landed. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But hey, look at my... She's fast, guys. She hits twice every 0.9 seconds. I was proud of that. And she does really mess stuff up, so yeah, interesting hero. Anyway, enough detouring, let us get back to the notes. So they added Deimos, the epic werewolf fella, to a faction and made the following adjustment to his skills. So they put him in the Nightmare Council, which I found weird. They have a faction full of werewolves, and they put him in the Nightmare Council because people already have this one and they want you to pay for the other faction. Like, just put him in both at least, surely. I don't know, I find it weird. To me, that's unusual. Anyway, they made these changes. I don't know what his base modifiers were, so I can't really comment on these. They're not telling you what the change was like from and to, so I don't know, this doesn't mean a lot to me. Feel free to check it over if you've got him and compare what it's like. They've added some basic attack upgrades. So Salazar increases his chance to apply bleed from 15 to 17. That's actually really big for Salazar. Salazar's skill up, in my opinion, is now probably the most important. Increasing bleed application, especially if you don't have an awakened Salazar. Awakens 1 and 3 are very big. Increasing your chance to apply bleed is going to be very good, because you know you have a lot of people using the artifact to boost damage to bleeding targets. So yeah, really good for Salazar there. Stages, added Extreme 1 and Extreme 2 stages to promotion raids. That's cool. And they increased the drops of some myth extracts and legendary extracts. Ironically, like, we needed this ages ago, but they put it in guild boss and reduced the guild boss rewards. So now we have loads of myth extracts, but not much of the stuff we want. But I mean, hey, this is an improvement overall. So this is good, and it's nice to get new stages. So I like that. They've added a new XP stage. I wonder if this costs more XP, because that would be kind of insane. Yeah, so that's just in the new chapter. So that's cool. They replaced the boss in chapter 3. Drogo has now been replaced by Karada, whoever that is. They slightly lowered the difficulty in Gear Raid 1 for 19 to 21. So that's cool. Maybe I can actually clear it. I've kind of not bothered with it in a while, because I don't have... I think Lacia would make a big difference. And I obviously need a Morrigan. So yeah, I haven't bothered because I don't have those. And they've added a new creature to Chapter 3, Mission 6, Iralda the Lost Spirit. So cool, some tweaks to the campaign. Tried to improve Gear Raid 1. And they've added some stuff to the promotion raids, which is nice because it did actually need it. Hopefully these drop more of the insignias, because I find insignia farming a nightmare. It takes so long. Okay, gear. They have added a gear ascension system. After reaching enhancement level 16, the following gear can be ascended into a gear of a corresponding rarer gear set, with enhancement level plus 16. So Calamity can be turned into Warlord, Life Force can turn into Immortal Warrior, Asclepius can turn into Invigoration, Night Terror to Ancient Wrath, Wisdom to Soulbound Arcana, and Insight to Infernal Roar. So I think of some of these I'm not familiar with, so did they add more sets? Someone did some of the math, I haven't checked it out unfortunately, so very sorry for that. But I'm not sure if damage is better than the crit damage in this. It really depends. If you've got loads of crit damage already, does this scale better than Night Terror still? I guess it's a permanent application, you don't need to crit, so it can't fade off. So maybe it is always better. I'm not too sure. About Gear Ascension, the set bonus will undergo changes. The primary attributes will remain the same, but its value will be increased. So this is the thing, I read this the other day briefly, and I don't really understand this. So if I already have an Ancient Wrath piece, but I upgrade a Night Terror piece, does the upgraded one of our Ancient Wrath, is that better than a normal Ancient Wrath one? Because that's how it reads to me. I'm assuming they should have boosted them, but we'll see. The secondary attributes remain unaffected. Number 2, it's important to note that each type of gear requires specific Ascension materials, and you can get these by participating in the gear raids. So yeah, you have to complete 19 to 21, and that makes sense, because that's where you get those gear sets. And they've added a new display for the gear drops for the raids, they've optimized the gear recommendations, and they've improved the BP calculation apparently. This part I think is my favorite part from the change. Abomination and Komodo are now available in the Hero Fusion. This is really, really, really good. Don't underestimate this. This is actually amazing. The main reason this is amazing is Abomination has very good awakenings. For example, when I did the account takeover, he had an A5 Abomination, and that guy shreds in Nightmare 4. So yeah, Abomination's a really good hero. You don't see him in the absolute endgame teams because he's like just not quite good enough to compete in DPS with some of the top characters, but like he's not far off, and with Awakened 5 he would be very effective. And believe me, most of us could make an Awakened 5 Abomination with a little bit of time and saving up some of these heroes. So yeah, go for Awakened 5 Abomination, it's so worth it. And if you were lacking the Komodos, then you can just fuse those up. So that's awesome. I think this is a great change. I love that they're doing this. Thank you guys. We did need a legendary fusion. Gives people something to work towards. So that's awesome. I think that's a fantastic change. And they've added 4 achievements. Trial Conqueror, clear all stages in the promotion raids. It has just begun. Clear stage 18 in Artifact Material Raid. This was tweaked, it seems, because people are having a lot more trouble with this stage now than they were in the past. I might have to do a new video because a lot of people are having trouble with the Artifact Material Raid, especially stage 18. Apprentice Crafter own 1 legendary artifact of level 25, so a fully upgraded legendary artifact. Glimpses of Legends own 3 different legendary heroes. They've added a defense team tab of the arena interface, so you can check each other's defenses. They've added an Oracle's Trial, Cave of Relics, don't really know how that works. They've added a new privilege card thing, a discount. Stamina monthly card has been added to the shop, which provide extra stamina and auto fight chances every day. I think this is what they were angling for a long time ago when they were nerfing our stamina. I never like these like buy stamina systems, so I would hope that people don't buy this. We don't encourage this kind of behavior from these companies, because buy summons or whatever, but buying stamina, I hate this system so much. So a lot of language support changes. Quick start feature has been optimized. Team presets now have a autosave function, so that's for each stage, which is good. Optimize the visual effects of avatar borders. Full screen devices can now have a full screen game display. Optimize heroes path. Optimize the rewards for the guild boss chests. Rare skills and radiant meteorites have been removed. Wow, thank you. You've removed some of the lowest drops possible. They were absolutely useless, so that was very necessary. It's good that they are listening. The devs do listen to feedback, It's just sometimes they turn a blind eye. But it's good that they did this, because this was upsetting a lot of people. You farm, you make a really strong team, you invest a lot of time and effort, and you get a rare skill crystal. Gear Ascension materials, a bunch of things have been added to the Nightmare chests, so that'll be interesting to see how useful that is. And they've added a proper account switching feature to the login screen, and you can check the info of the current logged account as well. That's good. I hope this is a more fleshed out system, because it's quite a nightmare, honestly. If you link your account, if you haven't already, that's 100% you need to link your account. But say for example you get a new device and you want to log in, you have to like complete half of chapter 1 before you can switch accounts. So I hope this bypasses that, because that was unnecessarily painful. They've optimized some sound effects and music, and they've adjusted the refreshing time of Arena. Okay, so that is the patch in its entirety. There's a lot of changes in here, and there's a lot of stuff that was tweaked as well that isn't mentioned in here. And you can see there's a few tweaks to the overall layout of the screen. See, I haven't clicked on many things, so I've got a lot to catch up with. But anyway, after this video, I'm going to start recording and playing the Void Rift. I will probably just do a playthrough video on normal and upload that first. So it will be a longer one, so I apologize for that. I won't edit it down into a guide yet, because I need to play through it first, but I'll share that so you can get an earlier view of how I'm tackling it. And if you have any questions or requests or anything, just chuck it in the comments of that video, and then I'll get back to you and hopefully I can help you out. And then eventually I'll probably work up to making a more particular guide for this content. But anyway, yeah, seems like a good update. Big fan of the changes to give us legendary fusion heroes. 100% make that. It's cool that we got new content via the Void Rift. It's cool that they made some changes to the raids as well. And let's take a look at this Gear Ascension stuff. So how does this work? Ascend. So after it hits 16, you can ascend it. And oh boy, so its attack increases by 6%, so that's quite cool. And I need a bunch of fancy stuff. So you need this Eternal Bullion if it's ancient. So ancient gear is a lot more expensive than to upgrade. Okay, that makes ancient gear slightly worse in some ways. And they did boost the existing ancient myth gear. So the new sets are boosted. So these have higher stats, the main stat. Cool, so they have actually differentiated them from the other stats. I think that's cool. I like that change. That's a good step. Right, yeah, that kind of covers everything. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the patch. Let me know how you've got on with the Void Rift, and leave any tips for me if I'm about to get stuck. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a lovely weekend. Take care, and bye-bye.